So I did the impossible. I bought used PS3 and Xbox 360 arcade sticks in 2024 for the purposes of reviewing them for the channel and talking about them in a facet of if you should do them for your first arcade stick, especially if you're existing on the PC ecosystem. So what I've done is I've bought two arcade sticks for $40. So an arcade stick for $20. How does it hold up in 2024? So the first of two is right behind me. I want to talk about the simpler one. The simpler one, this is the Combo Q1. This is the Xbox 360 version, and it's white. And it has X input drivers. It works just fine on modern PCs. It's great. It's got easily replaceable parts. They're combo parts. They feel very similar to Sonwa's, but they're not. But it was $20. It's got a nice door right here to hold your cable. It's got the hooks on the back, just like the Combo Carbon and the Combo Drone. I have two sets of hooks, so I can pop some on this. And this is a totally working stick that I can clamp onto my desk and use as an everyday daily driver as my first arcade stick. If this was my first arcade stick. 2 months, 3 months down the road, because I know that this is over 10 years old, I could then change out these parts if they start to give me issues. Sonwa lever, Sonwa buttons, another $40 in. I've gotten myself a PC exclusive arcade stick for $60. Really good deal. I don't know if it's recreatable. Some people don't have the same kind of luck I do. I have great friends who just happen to be getting rid of old arcade sticks that they're not trying to use. This was the first one, and I think that this is the better of the two. The second, once again, not trying to be too loud. The wife's still sleeping. I don't even have tunes on or anything, right? Let's just talk about it. The second one is this. This is the Mad Catz Arcade Fight Stick SE for the PS3. This one is heavier, a little bit heavier. Hasn't been opened yet. I tried to undo the screws, see if they were loose. Very tight, has not been undone. I could see that they attempted to open one, almost stripped one of the screws, and probably gave up. The warranty sticker is also still here, the seal sticker, which is another reason why I know. Doesn't have Sonwa parts, but they feel very similar enough to Sonwa. Also, this is $20. The bigger issue with this one is for you to properly use some of these older Mad Catz sticks on PC, the boards and the USB-C cable are actually really weird, right? So the USB-C is specifically USB-C 1.0, which a lot of current modern PCs do not support. They don't support USB 1.0, and I'm not understanding why. I don't get it. And this stick never got modern PC drivers. The drivers did not continue to be updated. So to use something like this on PC, you have to do a few things. You either have to change out the board and the cable to a USB-C 2 or USB-C, USB 3.0 with a new board, something like a brick board or a Pico fighting board. You have to do that, which is more work on top of the $20 and on top of buying Sonwa parts. Or you have to buy an adapter. So we'll get into the adapter choices right now because there's only one real viable adapter choice, unfortunately. And I know that because I looked through the list of all adapters to see which little bugger this guy's supported by. So, boom. Actually, I guess we'll first open this. And it's a Reddit thread from 4 years ago. It says, I have an old Capcom Mad Catz Street Fighter Fight Stick Tournament Edition for PS3. Okay, so this also works for the SE because they were produced with the same board. They were on the same time period. Does anyone know how it will work on PC on Windows 10 when I plug it in USB-C or USB 2 or 3? My computer detects it as a game controller and calls it this number. I see this exact same thing when I plugged it in as a test last night. But it doesn't register any inputs, and if I try to calibrate it, it doesn't respond. I tried to use Motion Enjoy or X360CE, but still there's no inputs coming from it. So you can't even use, by the way, you can't use Joy to Key either. Just throwing that out there. This thing does not work with those on modern PCs. Anyone know any tricks or similar success to manage to get it to work on PC? Appreciate any help. So the TLDR is, because so many people have asked, the TLDR is these sticks are super picky to the USB host because they have a very old subset of drivers for USB-C 1.0. They're very old. Okay. So you need to get a USB adapter, USB-C adapter to create some sort of like a proxy for it to pass through, or you need an adapter as the third option, because of course the second option is just put an entirely new PCB in the stick, which is really pricey. So what we can do instead is we can go ahead and look at that's so bright. Amazon, please make a dark mode. That'd be sick. I'd actually use this website if they used a dark mode. Here it is, right? So for an extra $60, you'd be all in, $80, but you'd also have an adapter that allows you to use this in tournament, right? And before you guys ask, wait a minute, how do you know that this adapter works on PC? It's a PS5 adapter. What are you talking about? Well, it's on the box right there. Wired fight stick, PC, PS5. It's on the box. And it also says it right here. Console compatibility. It supports PS5, fighting games only, /PS4, and PC with X input on a wired connection with your fighting stick. It says 20 brands are supported. Please check our official completed support list. And of course, I've done my due diligence. I've done my research. Some people buying used don't do that. That makes a big issue for buying these old used arcade sticks for PC. Generally, I would recommend sticking with the Conba sticks on the 360 side of things. I wouldn't even go with the PS3 stick if you were to ask me personally, if you're looking for just PC, because Xbox 360 wired controllers still work on PC. Now, let me show you guys the compatibility list. So here's the compatibility list. We've got all these controllers of different brands, but what we're looking for is Mad Catz. It's down here at the bottom, and here we are, the very first one, the Mad Catz PS3 Street Fighter 4 arcade fight stick. I think that's the full name of this stick. Let me show you guys. I think I got it right. I think that's it. And there is the item number 8818, which is the same thing that shows up with the TE round 1. I believe. It might be 8838 with the TE round 1. 8838, yeah. 8838 is the TE, and 8818 is the whatever this is called, the arcade fight stick. It is officially supported, and it is a PS3 controller, but it will work with PC and PS5, which means you can go to locals with a stick like this with an extra $60 investment. Now, if you're just looking to try to get into the door of playing fighting games, grinding out your favorite ranked games on PC, and you're not worried about locals for a good while, something like this becomes more pricey, becomes more expensive, and still has that same entry of, well, these aren't Sanwa parts. You're going to want to change them very fast to your next favorite part, right? They're not Sanwas, and they're older parts. They might already be used up. They might already be on their way out the door. You could use them for a few months and then boom, swap to new parts. But now you also have that issue because of the fact that this stick does not want to register properly on PC, that you need some sort of a pass-through, i.e. converter, or you need a new PCB. So I don't recommend PS3 sticks, specifically the Mad Catz lines on PC. I don't recommend them. I think that they're probably the worst way to go when it comes to trying to buy used. I recommend trying to find yourself an old 360 stick. And the 360 sticks that I recommend the most for the price are something like the Conba line, because they've actually kept their value pretty well low, below the margin of what they were when they first came out. This stick wasn't very expensive when it first came out. I think it was something like $60, $70. So it wasn't an expensive fight stick, but now they're going for higher prices than that a lot of times, and you still have to do things to modify them to make them natively work on PC. So I don't really recommend the Mad Catz line of controllers at all anymore, now that I think about it, especially these older ones. So if you're going to ask me if going used, as one of the comments on my YouTube, as two of the comments on my YouTube videos said, is the way for new players to get into PC on arcade sticks on PC. If you believe that, and if you're down for that, if you don't want to worry about having to buy something new that's not the greatest of quality, like a Mayflash, which I think are pretty decent quality for the price, or get a new PS5 arcade stick and they're pretty pricey for what you get, and you want to go to the used market, I recommend an Xbox 360 Conba stick or an Xbox 360 Hori stick. I think that those are the best value, and generally they have the same sturdy bodies as something like a PS4 arcade stick. I want to show you guys something. I did a review of this on the channel a while back. It looks really familiar, right? It looks like the same stick I have in the background. This is the Conba Carbon. This is the next gen version of that stick right back there. This is PS3, PC, and Android, right? So they added one more functionality to the board. They made this Android compatible along with PC and PS3. This works natively on PC as long as you change it to the direct input mode. I'm sorry, X input mode. Direct input, you don't get access to your start button or any of these. It happened during the review. I was super new to the stick. I didn't understand. You know, we don't read manuals out here. Who the fuck does that? So I've since figured that out. I changed it to X input and it's worked fine just since. This is one of my favorite travel sticks. If I get silent parts for this, this is more than likely going on my backpack in long travel scenarios because it's so small, it's comfy, it's still got a nice amount of weight to it. I've already put a link on it, so it's like really easy to throw in a bag, no problem. Um, that stick behind it has the same functionality on PC. I got this when it was still brand new on Combo's website for I believe $59.99, $60, right? I think it was on sale. It was $10 marked down because they were on their way out the door. You can't find this stick new anymore. Now, whenever I look this stick up, it's going for upwards of $90. It's like $85 to $90. Same thing with that one back there. If you can find these used for one of those super deals like I did, where I got that for $20, it's a great value. I think it's amazing value, and I think it's totally worth the price. If you can't get it for that value, then sometimes it is better to go for something new that has brand new parts that you don't have to worry about having to change immediately. Those Make Flash parts will last you 5 to 6 months, even though they don't look amazing. There are upsides and downsides to this method, right? You're not getting a super high quality name brand. You're not getting a customizable top because you can pull that plexi off with them like the Mayflash. You can't do that unless you buy the F500. You're not getting, I guess that's really it, right? Because these warranties are out of date already. There's more cons to buying used than there is to buying new, and I'll always stand by that. Even though I buy used components for PCs when I still had an actual tower PC, I bought used components. It was no problem for me. But it's a little different with Arcade 6 when it's your first time and you don't want to have to modify or change anything out of the gate, off the rip, first time. As you get into Arcade 6, you become more privy and you understand more, and it makes more sense to change out parts yourself so you don't have to pay someone else to do it. And when that day comes, yeah, maybe you're looking for a secondary stick. Maybe you're looking for a stick for the wife, for the little brother, for the cousin, for the friends who come over. Buy that used stick and buy the parts that you put on your main stick. And then add those parts to that secondary stick by opening it up. Because if you open up one arcade stick, you can open up any arcade stick. It's actually not too terribly hard, but I know some people find that first step daunting and don't want to do it. It feels fulfilling once you do it, but it's not always the first step people want to take immediately upon buying a product and just wanting to try it out. Hey, what up, I Bring Terror? We're just talking about used arcade sticks, old arcade sticks, because it was brought up on my YouTube channel, and I think that it was a good point. Like, it has merit, but there are downsides to buying used over buying new, right? So let me get the two sticks that natively work on PC, right? We can close out the FGC Wingman. I still think that if you're gonna also go to locals and you're buying one of these old sticks, you should probably pick up a Wingman anyway. No reason not to. Get that Wingman. The Wingman will also work with the Combo Q1, as a matter of fact. So if you find one of those, it does work with Combo Q8, Combo Q1. There it is, Q1. It also works with the Combo Q1. So there's no reason not to pick one of these up if you're buying one of these old used sticks and eventually want to start going to locals, right? So this one, not recommended immediately unless you are making a mod project out of it. You immediately want to create something that's yours, right? You want to take this off, you want to spray paint it, you want to paint some artwork on it. On this plexi, you can rip this artwork off. It technically comes off. You'll never get it back on. You want to change out this to like a little subset of buttons that you can change it out for, put a new board in it, completely mitigate these buttons, turn them off, and add like a detachable cable with some dremeling. Cool. That's an awesome mod project, but it's generally not a first arcade stick experience project. You're a woodworker, you have some soldering experience, you built a PC, you probably can do this, no problem, right? Something used that you don't really have to do any of that for is something like the Combo Q8. I mean Combo Q1. Okay, and this was the same price. I got them both for $20. $20 for the arcade fight stick by Mad Catz and $20 for the Q1. And this worked natively on my PC. I plugged it in. It was no problem at all. The parts felt fine. They felt just like the original Carbons parts that I tested on the channel, and I thought those were phenomenal. I was doing P2 side blood-sucking universes and DP inputs and quarter circles, all that, no problem. I swapped over to P2 side during the review, and you guys saw me freaking out. If you've watched that old review of the Combo Carbon, this stick will work for that. And then in a few months, you change out those buttons, and you still have yourself a native working PC stick with the parts that you enjoy, whether it be Sanwa, Seimitsu, Kanba, Hori, Crown. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever the parts that you prefer, you now have those. And if you buy yourself this adapter, now you're all in. You can play on console. You have something small, nice, travel size, and it only costed you $20 to $40 out the door. The other option, because this is cool. The other option, once again, Mayflash. You buy that adapter, same deal. This is $40 right out the door, brand new on Amazon. I could pull up the page. There's no point. Who cares? $20 right out the door, or $40 out the door. Change out these parts to whatever you want eventually. Buy that adapter, and you have that exact same experience, but with the comfort of knowing that you bought something brand new with no parts you have to change out immediately. That is the upside to something like this. The downside is if I put these two next to each other, it's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit lighter. And this actually has 6 screws. Let me take this off the screen. I mean, I don't have experience with arcade sticks, but more often than not, if you are getting into something new, it's best to start getting used hardware. I think that's true to a fault. Because if you don't have any experience and you don't want to have to swap anything and you don't have to change anything, you're just trying to find out if you like it, used hardware is not always a good idea because sometimes you have a bad experience because you bought something used and it's broken or breaks quickly. And then you're like, whoa, that broke quickly. That's shitty. Why would I want something like that? Anyways, as you see, there's like 6 little shiny things here. Those cover up screws. If you take those screws off, you take these buttons off, this lever off, you actually take this panel off and buy a focus attack clear panel and put artwork on this. So that is one upside to this stick. I haven't put artwork on my carbon. I actually really like the carbon fiber look of that thing. And I like the like mirrored kanji look of this. It's very futuristic Japanese, as they say, Neo era Tokyo, as they would say. And I really think it looks super cool. I don't think I would change it out unless there was some like video game character that had a bunch of white on them, right? Like Leroy from like Tekken. And then I could like make the buttons like gold and red, and then it would match his whole fit. But that was just like an off the cuff immediate reaction, just something I thought of. But it's a nice mirrored finish already. Like it has more style, it has more personality, and then you can also customize it to give it more personality than something like the Mayflash. The Mayflash, you're gonna have to get a skin or a wrap, and those are of varying quality, and if you don't get it professionally done, you might mess it up. It's a little easier to just get a print done. So, like I said, there are pros and cons to buying used. Me personally, because I have experience with arcade sticks and I understand what I'm doing, I can open them up no problem. I can buy an adapter, I can put in a new board. All of that I can do if necessary. But because of that, recommending used to someone like me, I'm like, yeah, I'm all in. I'm all for it. That sounds dope. Well, I review things for my channel specifically for brand new arcade stick users generally, or people who are broke boys, people who can't afford the Pokemon cookies. And this is a good deal if you can't afford the Pokemon cookies. It is. It's a great deal. Same thing with the Mayflash. I don't recommend any of the PS3 Mad Catz fight sticks because their boards are so old, outdated, and like useless. They're useless on modern hardware, basically. They're way harder to use. You need extra peripherals or a new board to make them worth getting, which ups the price on top of an already exorbitant price for something like a TE Round 1 because people really like the body and the shape of the TE Round 1 along with its customizability, so they go for higher prices. All you need is stick and buttons. You don't need lavish luxury things to get started on PC. So look for yourself. Combo Q2, Combo Q2 Glow, Combo Q1, the Q4 RAF. Look for these. These are the sticks I'm going to recommend to you. The VXSA, the V3SA, the RAP 3. Those are Hori. The Fighting Edge, if you can find it, the Xbox 360 Fighting Edge. Those are all probably really good used market sticks to look for when you're looking for Xbox 360 side of things. I can show you guys one brand new arcade stick that I get told to mention all the time. I get told to mention this all the time. I might actually just buy one and try it out on the channel because everyone keeps saying, you need to talk about the monoprice arcade fighting stick. You need to talk about the Dark Matter series. You need to talk about it. You need to talk about it. You need to talk about it. So here it is. I'm going to talk about it. This is the monoprice arcade stick. It's brand new. It's $100. It comes with songable parts right out of the gate. 120, 106, free shipping, right? Really cool. Especially, I mean, maybe to America, maybe in other countries, it's not free shipping. Don't quote me on that. It works on Nintendo Switch, Android, and PC natively. You need to use one of those stupid little adapter thingies or plug in your controller like a Mayflash to make it work on the modern consoles, PS4, Xbox One. I don't know if this works with the Brooklyn Man. I won't lie to you. I don't see it on the supported list, but it might have a similar board to something like an F300, so maybe it will. Ensemble parts out the gate, really nice metal body. I think it's metal. It's either metal or an extremely hard plastic. Customizable artwork. This is a good fight stick. I don't even own it, and I can tell you right now that for the price, for $100, this is a good fight stick. The Mad Catz Ego, when they were trying to charge $185, $200 for it, and it was the same body, the same shape, the same parts, not a good deal. So if you can find something like this, I can't find that on Amazon here. Yeah, if you can find something like this is actually a good price arcade stick. But as you see, my friend in Germany, though I didn't mean to dox you, sorry about that, Terror. My friend in Germany said he can't find it on Amazon where he lives. So it's hard to mention some of these things when they're not open market available. But I do think that this is a good stick. This is a great starter stick. I think that if you're PC only, this is probably the stick to go for if you're looking for something brand new, high quality, customizable immediately, and you don't want a Mayflash. Because the Mayflash F500, no, I'm not looking for a stick. I'm chilling. I have tons. The Mayflash F500 is probably the next best step, the next best logical step down, but it doesn't come with Sanwa parts immediately. For that extra $20, you get the Sanwa stick and the Sanwa buttons, which is $40 of value, and you get a larger body right out of the gate. This does not come with Sanwa parts. These aren't Sanwa parts, but I got it for $20. So there's only so many things. Is the F300? Yeah, let me show you that. What the? Was I not typing? Mayflash F300. Oops, I knocked the shit out of my microphone. This is another new option that Mayflash F300, F300 Elite with Sonwell parts, but as you see, it's an extra $40 on top because Sonwell parts, if you were to go buy them yourself, they're $40 off of any retail website. You're going to spend 20 on the lever, 20 on the buttons. Yeah, the blue one I can find, yeah. And then the same thing with the red one. This is the non-elite version, $120, $125 all in if you get yourself some Sonwell parts to go with it, or you get the elite version of that board. I don't remember. Yeah. Oh shit. 150. I don't remember what other sticks I normally recommend. I try to recommend if you ask for my use recommendations, if you can find them at a good price. Let me get some out because this isn't used. This was brand new when I got it. Use market recommendation number one: Combo Drone. If you can find an original Combo Drone under like $80, scoop it up. It'll work natively on PS5. It also has PC compatibility, easy to change out parts inside of it, no big deal. And all you need is like a little simple adapter cable, and you can use like a 5-pin to 5-pin JST, female to female, yeah. And you can use yourself any Sanwa or Hori, Hanba lever, whatever you want, which is really cool. I already have Sanwa parts on it, as you see here. It's still very loud and clicky. Unfortunately, not trying to make too much noise, so I don't wake up the wife. Once again, wee hours of the morning, like I said, it's a little 30 minutes later, so. My wrap is a silent and it's missing its stick because I put it inside of the fighting edge. I'll return it to its rightful home eventually. I promise. I swear to you guys. This stick will not be without a lever forever. The Hori Wrap 4 series, if you can find yourself a Hori Wrap 4, once again, PS4 sticks will work on PS5 natively. They come with Hori parts. I think the Hori parts are pretty solid for what they are. All of your little doohickeys over here on the side, and then your touchpad on the top. No headphone jack, but you're playing on PC. You don't really need it. Last used market. Hey, what up, Abby? One sec. I'll show you guys that after I finish the recommendations. Last used market recommendation that's relatively new. That's not as old. Comba Carbon / Comba Q1. Same stick. You can find one of these under, $80. Probably also worth the value. They're very nice bodies. Kind of heavy, but not too heavy. Something along the lines of like a Mad Catz TE1 or the TES Plus from the PS4 generation. They have standard Sanwa mounting for the lever and for the buttons. They're not super deep. They may not fit all Korean levers or anything like that. These nice little prongs on the back. So if you find them with the clamps, you can attach it to your desk to have like a desk arcade setup. Very cool. The white one has it too. I have two sets of clamps, so I could technically use for both. But these are my recommendations. If you're going to buy used, if you want to buy something new, I think I've put out tons of reviews on the channel already. I don't really have to go all the way deep into that, but I just wanted to talk about some of the reasons and some of the reasons why the used market is so cool and why it's not. Pros and cons. I showed you proof of concept. I bought two used arcade sticks, one PS3, and it didn't work on PC modern at all without some sort of extra step, extra amount of money. And I showed you an Xbox 360 stick, which worked right out of the gate. This works natively, no problem. I think all of the combo sticks do. So the choice is up to you, but now you have maybe a little more information to decide which one is the right thing for you, buying new or buying used when it comes to arcade sticks, specifically for a first timer on PC. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below about your favorite used market experiences, or if you're finally going to delve into getting yourself an arcade stick on the used market side of things, especially for PC. Share this video with a friend. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That'd be really nice. Watch hours are also cool. Any engagement is cool. Even if you don't want to leave a super amazing comment, just leave a thumbs up or an emoji. You'll get a W for me. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. It's been Beanie Thuggish talking about the pros and cons of buying used, signing out and saying peace.